What's up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to talk Phillies at the All-Star break. Come with us.
Uncle Sweeps Nick Delgado, the legendary Uncle Sweeps Nick Delgado, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're gonna say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Whoop, my bad. What's up, everybody? Another edition of Agree to Disagree here on Sunday night. That's Brian Wilson. I'm Greg Milakvic. You know, if I'm starting the show two times in a week, we got issues. Tommy, come back quick, please. Later on the show, we'll get to our Crumb of the Week. We'll talk about the Sixers. Roster's almost complete. What else do they need? There is some rumored out there. But our main topic and most of our topic at hand is going to be Phillies at the All-Star break. We're going to do a little bit of preview here of the Home Run Derby and the All-Star break and the All-Star game itself. Then we'll dive into a little bit of trade rumors. A little bit later in the show, we will get into the Phillies' first-round draft pick, which was tonight. Ironically, I forgot and didn't know about it, but I guess that's the MLB's way of life here. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, 2 locations, Cherry Hill and Princeton, Burlington? I don't know. 2 locations. I'm the worst. Sorry, doc. Find him on the web, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy.
Cherry Hill, Burlington.
Best team, Cherry Hill and Burlington, yes.
Yeah.
We're the best team in baseball, despite the hiccup that we had here with the Oakland A's, who just came in and absolutely mashed all weekend. But our poll question today, and our poll question is going to be brought to you by Baggio's Bread, which is located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pie, sandwiches, cutlets, and meatballs. New location. Make sure you Google them. Mention A2D for 10% off your in-store purchase. Brian Wilson, Alec Bohm at plus 1,600. Betting odds right now, according to DraftKings, will shock the world and win the Home Run Derby. Do you agree or disagree? Chime in, fam. Join us here. Let us know. Wilson,
I mean, guess what? He did win a minor league one.
He did.
And it's
I didn't know this.
Pitcher.
I didn't know this till recently.
It's the same pitcher throwing to him that he won in the minor league with. But, I mean, does he have the highest odds? I would think he's probably.
Yes, he's the highest odds.
I was going to say he's because
Jose Ramirez is plus 1,300. He's plus 1,600.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would love to see him win it. I don't think I would think that he's a very long shot in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Alonso's probably the favorite, I would assume.
We pull up the odds
again.
I was
won a couple times, so.
I was just looking at his odds specifically. Yes, Alonso is the favorite at plus 340. Ozuna's plus 400, Witt 475, Garcia 500, and Henderson 500. Hernandez 950, Jose Ramirez 1,300, and Alec Bohm 1,600.
That's Teoscar, right? Hernandez.
Teoscar, yes.
I feel like Teoscar's a solid. Teoscar might be a solid bet.
And that's a good value there too, right?
Yeah.
Right around that plus 900, plus 1,000.
Great value.
Yeah.
And I mean, just going by a guy that can hit the ball long. I mean, Teoscar, this could be a perfect. I don't think he's ever been in one before. This could be a perfect storm for him.
Yeah, I
might put a couple shillings on Teoscar.
There you go.
I'll throw a Finsky on Boom, just to feel good about myself.
I'll disagree as well, but I'd like that he's in there, right? We look at Alec Bohm.
I mean, listen, it's like he said though. I think he said, like, All-Star game. If they're gonna offer it to me, then yeah, I'll do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Might never get a chance to do it again. So I mean, he's not exactly a home run hitter per se, but
yeah.
I mean, it would be great to see him do well.
Yes, absolutely. And where I'm looking at it is, we obviously all like his swing right now, right? But I would love for him to find a little power swing coming into the second half of the year, right? Get a little power swing, turn a couple of those doubles into homers, right? Find a little bit. I don't want to say the bugaboo word, right? But find a little launch angle in that swing a little bit as we come into the second half. We know he's always going to swing it well, right? We know that he's always going to hit for a high average. He's going to hit for a high number of doubles, right? Up there in the league leaders in doubles right now. So we know all that's going to be Alec Bohm. I would love for him to find some sort of stroke, though, with the power coming in and find a way to translate that into the second half of the season. Normally with guys, I'm like, get out of the home run derby. Get out. That's just going to totally trash your swing, especially for that first week or two back. But for Alec Bohm, I'm kind of on the other side. Like, let's go. Find that stroke. Find that groove so we can get a little bit more power coming into the second half. Because I thought that coming down the stretch of the first half, he was finding a little bit more power stroke, right? He was hitting the ball a little bit, elevating the ball a little bit more and getting some of those doubles in the gap to fly into homers. So although I disagree to the poll, I do like the fact that he's in it. And I hope that it turns into something of that will help him going through the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think in the coming years he's going to hit more homers. I'm not sure if it's going to be this year, but I mean, obviously it's summertime. It's hot now. The ball should be flying pretty well. Obviously, it was flying all weekend.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, he should hit more homers in the second half. You would think, just because of the weather and everything. But
yeah,
I mean, obviously it would be great to see him hit some more homers. But he's having a great year. I'm not going to harp on him too much.
No, he's having a great year.
As he gets older, I would expect the homers to increase, pretty much every year.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like 11 right now, I think is what it is, 11, 12.
10, 11, yeah. He doesn't have a whole lot.
He doesn't have a lot, and I would just ultimately love to see that number end up at 25, right? You know what I mean? Like, not at the break, right? But his end number be 25. And so then when you have a really good year, that number is 30. Right? If you have a down year, that number's 20. But from a corner infielder spot, you kind of need that. Now, his average is a lot higher this year than it has been in the past.
Yeah, he's driving a lot of runs in.
Right.
So
and he's killing. He's tied for fourth. Tied for fourth in RBIs, tied for 87th in home runs, right? But he's got 33 doubles here at the break. 33 doubles here at the break. I think he had 2 today, right? Yeah, he had 2 today. One off the base and then one in the gap. Did you get one in the gap or was it down the line again? I forget the second one.
I think it was a gapper. I think you're correct.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a great year. I would love a little more power stroke out of him. That's probably the only detriment I have about him. He's had a great year. And I'm happy that he's had such a great year and he gets to go, obviously first All-Star game, gets to be in the home run derby. So it'll be cool for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And like the veterans, I don't even care. Like Harper doesn't need to play. I don't even care. Obviously.
Yeah, they're all starting, so they're going to play.
What's it called? It's not going to pitch. I would assume.
Ranger.
Wheeler.
Oh, Wheeler. Yeah. He's
and there's I'm hearing that they don't want Ranger to. So maybe he won't. We'll see.
Well, I think Ranger bailed out. I think he bailed out.
Yeah, right. He says like a back
spot. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. He'll probably be there and wave his hand, but he's not going to do anything.
Right.
Sanchez probably throws an inning, I bet. And I bet you Hoffman or Strom get a little work too. One of them.
Yeah.
At least.
I think Sanchez will get an inning. If you think Strom will get an inning, and as you said, Hoffman will get an inning as well. You'll get 1 or 2 at bats from the starters, right? Harper, Trey, and Bohm will get 1 or 2 at bats. But I think when Torey Lovella was on with Paul Skeens asking him to, letting him know he's going to be the starter, he said he had 11 pitchers at that time. What was that, Thursday or Friday? Right? He had 11 pitchers that he said he had to get through. Right? So it's obviously 11 pitchers in 9 innings. Skeens is going to go 1 inning, and then it's going to be mix and match from there. So there's, to your point, right, there might even be times where they're like, one of these guys might not pitch at all.
Yeah, I was going to say that happens a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Which usually it's a veteran, like, I don't, like, a guy that's been there before, like, I don't need to pitch.
Yeah.
I'll wave my cap when you call me out on the field. I don't need to pitch. So, yeah, I mean, like, obviously we have a ton of Phillies there, 8 guys. So
8
it's going to be
guys.
cool. It's going to be cool. That's a cool thing. Besides that, I don't care at all about the All-Star game. Don't get hurt. I don't care.
We realistically could have had set the record, right? We could have set the record.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Noah was deserving.
Noah was absolutely deserving, and I think if JT doesn't get hurt, he's there.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
You know what I mean? And granted, he's hurt, and Wilson Contreras and Will Smith are absolute studs, right? But they've carried three guys before. Will Smith, right? Is that what I said?
No, Williams Contreras.
Oh, William. Yeah, what did I say? Wilson?
Yeah, it's the brother.
Yeah, it's the younger
he's
brother.
He's having a monster
he's
for Milwaukee.
Monster.
Yeah,
he's fun to play with too in MLB The Show.
Crushes left-handed pitching.
He's fun to play in MLB The Show too. Just even his regular card, like not even like a souped-up card. But MLB The Show
is good too. But I think Williams may have passed him.
Yeah, he's a stud. I can't believe, and you look at the Braves. I can't believe the Braves gave him up.
Yeah, dumb move. Especially because Murphy hasn't been very good.
Murphy hasn't taken that next step that you thought he was going to, right?
Yeah, he's been hurt a bunch.
Everybody looks good in Oakland. And speaking of Oakland, they came in and absolutely
looked great last year, but Olsen has had a bad year for the Braves this year. He's had a down year.
And even Riley's been down this year.
Yeah, he's been banged up. He's back now, though, right? But he's been banged up. And obviously, Acuna hurt again. So, Braves still have a good – what did they get, 4 guys?
4 guys.
They got a good amount of guys still.
Yeah.
Obviously. What's huge for them is Ozuna's been great. I mean, we can keep harping on the fact that he's a scumbag, which he is, but he has been great for them. After a couple, I think he had 2 rough years in St. Louis. We weren't really sure what you were going to get, and on top of him being a scumbag off the field, he had a couple rough years on the field in St. Louis. So, I mean, that's like the Braves this year. They should be thanking them, thanking their gods, because Ozuna, old guy, having a great year. Chris Sale having a great year for the first time in like 4 years. If not for that, they might be really struggling.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Dales, what up, brother?
What up, Dales?
He disagrees to the poll. There's better power hitters in the Derby. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, literally every other guy in the Derby has more power and
worth
more
watching.
Homers.
Yeah, that's for sure, Dales. And I don't usually watch any of the All-Star festivities for any of the sports.
I like the Derby, actually.
So
I'm not gonna lie.
I will probably tune in until Bohm is out, and then I will turn it off.
I like the Derby. I like the tweaks that they've made to the Derby. They've improved it. And this year it's not head-to-head anymore, which I like.
Ooh,
so if he has a good round.
Good hit, Weed.
I love
home run parlay for Trey. What up, Chucks?
I mean, Trey he's been
white hot.
On absolute fire.
Yeah.
And apparently Brett Rooker, maybe we should trade for him because he crushes.
Maybe we should just ask him to stick around, right? Maybe we should ask him to stick around.
What up,
And
Chuck?
Andrew, thank you, buddy. You were one of the first comments, one to get most Philadelphia thing in the world. Sweep the Dodgers, then lose to the A's. 1,000%.
Well, Mercado's throwing pitching, like batting.
Yeah, and we didn't expect Wheeler not to go, right? I expected Friday night's game to go exactly how Friday night's game went, right? Like you come down off of that high of sweeping the Dodgers, and you lose the first game. Take 2. The first 2 games went exactly how planned, but you obviously can't account for Wheeler being out, and then piecing together a bullpen game with Mercado, who he had a great start against Chicago, but just looks like he's been figured out already, and that's not a good thing for a young kid.
I mean, you can't get behind the count, and you can't throw hanging. You can't throw hanging breaking balls. They're just going to get crushed. He was getting. I mean, the one that Rooker hit it's still going. I think.
Yeah, I think it's in line order to cheesesteak.
Crushed.
I think it's in line order to cheesesteak.
Yeah. There was a dude getting crab fries that got brained by that thing. Like that ball was crushed. I would love to trade for Rooker. I know he's 29. He can't really play he's not great in the outfield, but guy can hit, and we need a right-handed bat.
He can hit, and he's under control for at least another year. I think he's got 2 years of control after this year, if I'm not mistaken. So I know he's a defensive liability, and you hear people also say, "Oh, he strikes out a lot." Well, he's batting .290, right? So he obviously makes enough contact.
He's got 22 homers?
He's got 22 homers right now. And he's only got 60 RBIs because no one's on base in front of him.
Well, the A's stink.
Yeah.
They're not as bad. The White Sox are way worse than the A's. The A's aren't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, the A's
they have some young pieces.
They're hovering around 40 wins. They're 37 today.
And obviously, with everything that's going on with them, they're going to be playing in like Sacramento for the next 2 years, and then they're going to go to Vegas. Like, I'm pretty sure that you can get anyone that you want from them.
Yes.
Just give them some prospects. You can get anybody you want.
Yes.
Like, we could probably get Mason Miller if we wanted. We would probably cost a lot.
He's going to cost a lot, but they are open for business. They always have been.
Yeah.
Right? And even like you look at the guys that shined in today's game, right? Brent Rooker, obviously open for business. Seth Brown, open for business. Not that he's a fit for us, but
yeah, we wouldn't want him, but someone will probably trade for him. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
Been around the block.
And Lawrence Butler is a good young player, but they're always been a type of team that if you give them, if you make them an offer, they'll probably take it, right? Shea Langoliers is another guy that's probably gonna get moved.
Like, I would think that they're probably looking at, like, they're probably gonna keep Geloff. Brett Harris, who just came back up, is young. Like, maybe Butler because he's young, and then like they're probably looking at like, how can we be competitive in 2 years when we move to Vegas?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like, if I'm them, they're thinking, hey, get us some more young, talented prospects that can maybe be up in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's why
What's up,
I would think that you could definitely get whatever you want from them. Like, if we're going to call if we're calling about Rooker, we should be like, we want Mason Miller too. And how do we make that happen? And I don't care. I'll trade prospects all day. I know everyone doesn't want to trade Aiden Miller, but where is he playing? Honestly, there's no path for him to get into the lineup in the next 3 years. So trade him. Fuck it. That's where I'm at with it.
That's where I'm at with Crawford.
I want to win right now.
That's where I'm at with Crawford.
I mean, listen, I'll trade Crawford tomorrow. I don't even care about him. Aiden Miller.
I'm a little less hesitant for Miller.
I don't want to trade Aiden Miller because he could be a stud. But again, where's he playing? Boom's under contract. Aiden Miller ain't playing.
You're absolutely right. It's absolutely a valid question, right? And I don't even want to bring it up, right? So we're just going to ignore it. But like,
what up, Hope?
Maybe you leave trade, and what if you move trade to the outfield?
No, we're not.
At some point. Do you do that to bring Miller up, or do we leave Trey there?
No, they're going to leave Trey there.
I agree. But that's the only. That's really the only path.
So long. I think he even said that he only think he can play the outfield anymore.
I agree, but that would kind of be the only path in 2-3 years is you move him to one of the corner outfields. I'm not even talking center, right? We're not even going to go there. But you move him to one of the corner outfields and you bring Miller up.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
I don't like it either, but that's obviously talky here, right? You know what I mean?
I would think.
See,
I don't know.
To me, going into this, Miller and Painter, you're only two untouchables, but you just really brought up a good point with Miller that I can't really argue against. Right? You know what I mean? You can't argue against that.
You don't pencil him into this lineup for 3 more years. So, and we're trying to win right now.
Yeah.
So, and I always say, now granted, I think a lot of people are very high on Aiden Miller. I like Aiden Miller. There's a lot of people that think that he has a shot to be like, an all-star caliber player. We have a guy that's an all-star currently at third base, and he's not very old. So, I mean.
And he's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going anywhere.
The thing is, we're trying to win now. Aiden Miller could be a stud in the future. I totally agree.
Can he play right field?
Yeah, I mean, listen, unless you want to start telling Aiden Miller, like, hey, look, let's start working on our outfield.
Play right field.
Which they could do. They could. Or you could just trade him. And I'll always trade even if he's very talented, I'll always trade a prospect for a known thing. Always.
Yeah.
Especially when we need it.
Johnny Mamos, what's up, brother? Starting pitching is more innings than any other team. Yes, the starting pitching was gassed coming into this end of the season, this regular season, or this first half. I don't think the All-Star break could have hit us any better right now for our starting pitching.
They'll be fine. But like you said, they needed a little breather. I like the fact that Ranger kind of pulled himself from, because Rangers, he's gotten a little wild again. Remember we were saying last year, like
Yep.
he's always had great stuff. It's just last year he was wild, and it's tough to pitch when you're 3-1. Well, the last
Yep.
couple outings he's been 3-1 a lot,
and that's kind of Andrew's point there too, right? He hasn't been good. He hasn't been good. He's one last thing.
Yeah, I mean he's not throwing strikes. His command was dynamite the first 12 starts of the year, dynamite.
Yep.
And right now it's not. And it's the bottom line is if you're behind in the count as a pitcher, and guys know you got to throw a strike. Oh well, he's got to throw a strike here. He's probably going to throw a fastball. That's when you get tittied.
And all this started to happen, and I'm not saying this is all on the injury, right? Because I think Marshawn and Stubbs have done a really good job as a replacement, but this all, the starting pitching struggles started when JT went down, right? And I know JT's a lightning rod at times, in this city, but his value right now is on full effect with some of the struggles that our starting pitching and or bullpen has had over the last couple of weeks.
I mean, I just think that we were pitching so great that we were due for a little, for a little hiccup. You're not going to dominate. We were first in starting ERA and first in bullpen ERA for the first 2.5 months. It's crazy. Yeah. I think we're still first in starting ERA and third in bullpen. So it's not like we've really struggled. We've had a couple hiccups here recently, but obviously great first half though. I mean, I'm
best team,
phenomenal first half.
Best team in baseball by 3 games, I think it is. All right.
Yeah, we have 3.5 game lead. 9 game lead,
and we're 9.5 in the
9.5
in the East.
Yeah.
We're 6.5 on the Dodgers. We're 6.5 on the Dodgers. We're 3.5 on the Guardians, and we're 9 on the Braves. And Johnny, miss me with the Eagles talk, brother. Miss me. It's baseball season. But yes, the Eagles do, I guess, go to camp next week. Martian Bossman is coming back from Boston, so he is traveling. He's probably home by this point, but a 6-hour drive. We give him the night off. Don, what's up, brother?
Don, what up? Detroit with a couple big
Don took the over today. Good job, Donnie.
Against the Dodgers.
Dynasty, yes, the Derby is the best secondary event of the all 4. I agree.
I like the tweaks that they've made to it too. And this year, I know the last couple of years it's been 3-minute round, whatever, and it's head to head. Well, this year it's not head to head. Everyone goes and it's this whoever the 4 most homers advance instead of being head to head against somebody, which I like better. For if Alec has a big round. Move on.
Pove, who's your pick? Pove, who's your pick? Is it going to be your boy, your boy's last win in a Mets uniform? I think Alonso's traded, by the way, next week. Or before the deadline. I think he's traded.
I mean, I don't know. They're in the playoff hunt, though, but
I don't think the Mets want to pay him.
Yeah, I mean, that could be true. They haven't paid him yet.
Mets are 12.5 back in the East, but let's see what the wild card. They are in the wild card race.
Yeah.
They're the first out, so they're a half game out.
Yeah, they're right there.
Andrew Mousespin. What up, Andrew?
What up?
So who's the backup catcher when JT comes back? To me, it's still Stubbs. It's still Stubbs.
I like Marshawn. He's done a great job, but it's still Stubbs.
It's still Stubbs, and they're 1A, they're 2 peaks in a pod, right?
Stubbs does a good job when he plays.
Stubbs does well enough job, and I think that this team right now, they're going to go with, the clubhouse.
Yeah, and they like Stubbs.
And they really like Stubbs.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they don't like Marshawn, right? Marshawn's come up and played really well. But
listen, I would think that this is probably Stubbs' last year on our team.
Yes,
as much as I like Stubbs, I would think that next year it'll be fully Marshawn as the backup.
Yeah, agree there.
Yeah.
Dynasty, I don't know. I haven't looked that up if they're still doing that because I think there was a couple more tweaks this year.
They did. So it's still 3 minutes. It's still, I think you get an extra, what is it, 30 seconds or something? I think they put it down to over 420 feet now. I think it's less than what it was before, because it used to be like 440 or 450, like you were saying. I think it's a little less. And I know it's not head to head. That's for a fact. And I think there's a cap on the amount of pitches now. Because remember, guys were like taking a bunch of pitches.
First round and semifinals will be 3 minutes with a maximum of 40 pitches thrown.
There. See, I knew
hitters will get a bonus period with 3 outs with each pitch either being a home run or an out. Hitters receive an extra out if they hit a 425-foot home run in that period.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like so after the 3 minutes, you get 3 outs, like the old school way, where if you didn't hit a homer, it was an out.
Yes.
10 outs back.
So hitters will get a bonus period with 3 outs. Yes. And then that's where I think the extra homer is, or the 420-foot homer is there. Okay.
It's a little different. I like how they cap the pitches, though, because some of the guys were just taking pitches. You know, they're taking too many pitches.
Yeah.
Swing the bat. And it also puts a premium on the guy that's throwing to you has to pitch well.
Don, 10:48, and we're playing these games right now. You're coming at me right now with these games. I mean the next thing you're going to put in here is extend James Franklin, right, Don? Come on, Donnie.
Yes, something is not right. About? The Phillies should be in the World Series. I totally agree.
No, and he's playing the psychological card. He's playing the psych card.
Shut up, Greg. Don, I'm with you. I'm on board. I don't need Greg. Greg can whine and complain all he wants. I'm on board. And what's wrong with the Dodgers is what's been wrong with them for the whole year. They can't pitch.
Yeah, their pitching
they cannot pitch,
and they're all hurt.
Kershaw hurt. Bobby Miller looks like trash.
I traded for him. I literally just traded for him.
Yeah, well, you should cut him because he looks like trash. I think they sent him down, didn't they? Or
they did. They sent him down already.
Yeah.
Don't start with me and he gets sent down. You're welcome.
Obviously, no Shohei pitching this year. Kershaw has not come back. They thought that he would be back already. He's not back.
Yamamoto's hurt.
The other guy.
Glasnow's hurt.
Glasnow's been good, but he's banged up now. And then the other guy's been bad. And he's back injured, right? Bueller. Bueller was bad.
Bueller's hurt again. Gosselin's
Yamamoto's hurt. Yeah.
May's hurt. Emmett Sheehan's hurt. They're all hurt.
Yeah. The one that's not hurt is Bobby Miller, who's pitching like trash.
Who's trash. And yes, Paul Skeens is having an unbelievable last 12 months.
He's having an unbelievable life. Let's just put it that way. Great time.
His last 12 months has been unreal. And then he gets to start the All-Star game as well.
I mean, he deserves it. He's pitched great.
Yeah.
I think only the second player since second player ever. I think the other one is Nolan Ryan to have 2 starts of at least 6 innings, no hits allowed, and 11 strikeouts.
Oh, it was 11 Ks? I knew there was a K aspect to it.
Yeah, on 11 Ks. And 2 in the season, and it's 2 of his first 10 of his career, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And both times they took him out while he was still throwing a no-hitter, which I might have a bit of an issue if I was him. But I understand.
This last one especially, right? You come off a 6 or 8 pitch inning.
I kind of didn't want to get into it because I was going to crumb it, but
go. Yeah, we'll save it.
We can do it right now.
Yeah.
I have another crumb too, but to me, and I don't care. I understand, but I'm sure he wanted to probably still go.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're Pittsburgh, but I think I said this to you on text, but what are we saving his arm for when he's on the Yankees in 4 years? If you're Pittsburgh, throw him the fuck out. What are you doing? You're gonna Garrett Cole it so he's good in the Yankees in 4 years? He ain't staying there. You might as well run him ragged for the next 4 years.
Exactly. It's one thing too, like we said, it's one thing if you're struggling. He just came off a 6 or an 8 pitch inning that still had him at 99. At minimum, give him the 8th inning.
First off, I'm telling him I would have talked to him on the bench, said, "How you feeling?" And he would have said that he's feeling good. He's a bulldog, and I would have said, "You got 120. I'm taking you out at 120."
Yeah.
Can you go in there and throw strikes? Try to get him to hit the ball at guys. Can you get the next 2 innings done in 21 pitches?
Andrew brings up a good question here. What do you think our record will be for the second half of the season, and how many wins do we finish with? So we are currently...
So we're 63-33, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Hold
That
on,
would be
just to make sure.
96 games. So we got what? 56?
66 left.
66.
62 and 34.
Okay. I was slightly off there.
62 plus 34 is 96.
Yeah,
so
we
minus
got
162 is 66 games left. Right now, they're playing, obviously, at a 64, 65 win percentage clip, right?
Roughly, I would think that we go like 41 and 25, roughly.
So
which would put us at what? 104 wins?
Yeah. And that's staying at the 65% clip too, right? Because 65 is 42 wins, 43 wins.
I just want to run off the head with that too. Bang.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we're, maybe we'll lose a couple more games. And if we have everything locked up, like we have a humongous lead. So if we have everything locked up pretty early, we might not do a whole lot at the end of the season. Might cost us a couple wins. But I would be shocked if we didn't win 100 games. I'll put it
That's
that
my
way.
number is 100, right? Because
I'll be shocked if we didn't win 100.
If you go,
you only got to go 30. What do you got to go? 37 and 30? No.
Well, I was just about to say, if you play 500 for the second half, you're at 95 wins.
Yeah.
You play 500, 33 and 33. You went 33 more wins. That's a 500 clip, right? We'd be in panic mode and end up with 95 wins.
We need 38 wins. Right? So that would be what? 38 and 29?
Yeah, 38 wins gets you to 100.
38 and 28 gets you to 100. And I think that's very, very doable.
Minus 38 is 28. 38 and 28.
That's very doable.
Gets you to 100.
And you know what? I'm going to say, I think I said 41, so I'll say 103 wins. 41 and 25 for the rest of the way for me. That's my
I'll go 101. I'll go 101 because I think, to Andrew's point, I think we clinch a little earlier than
we very well could.
That. And I'm not saying we shut it down, but we left it off the throttle a little bit coming into the last.
I'm not sure that. They'll probably will lessen off the throttle, but you got to remember that if we are still the number one seed,
we do get that bye too.
That's
a
good bye, point. And a lot of teams have been struggling coming off that bye, so it would be curious to see how they played it. They might actually, honestly, if we let's say we clinch. Let's say we keep about an 8-9 game lead and we clinch with let's say 15 games left, right? If there's 15 games left when we clinch, we might actually maybe take a little breather those 10 games and then play the last 5 like we're back in it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of get rolling before the little break that we have. We might take a little break right after we clinch.
I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, right? But our September schedule starts off with 4 in Miami, and then we come home 3 Tampa Bay, 3 New York, at Milwaukee, at New York for 4, home Chicago, at Washington. So our last month of the season, realistically, we have one good team in there in Milwaukee, right? Tampa Bay's down this year. Marlins always – I'm not saying the Marlins don't always play as tough, right? And I'm not saying the Mets don't want to play spoilers with us, right? But that's what we're looking at in September.
I really think
that's our last 6-7 series.
I think that might be. I'm be curious to see what they do because there's been a lot of talk about how the top seeds haven't fared well in the new playoff format. So,
but the Phillies ain't bitches like the Braves.
I'm fully on board with that, and we've been really dominant at home as long as we're not playing the A's. So, yeah, listen, bring it on. I'm just curious to see what they'll do. I feel like maybe what I said might be true. If they clinch with 15 games left, they might take their foot off the pedal for a 10-game stretch there right after they clinch, and then they might ramp it back up for the last few games
for Chicago and Washington.
Try to get everybody ready.
Yeah,
because then, we're gonna probably have a 4-day wait while that first little series happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Obviously, I know everyone's well, the top seeds have struggled. You still want to be the number one seed. We want number one seed. We want to be at home. Obviously, we've got a history besides the last 2 games last year in the playoffs. We've had a history of playing well at home in the playoffs recently. So,
And you want to
Let's
have the
get it going.
ability to set up your rotation, right?
Absolutely.
That absolutely is key. Fam, if you think the Phillies are going to get 100 wins, or you think Alec Bohm is going to win the home run derby, hit that like, hit that subscribe. While you're there, hit the little notification if you're over there on YouTube so you know where we're at. Do us a favor, hit that like. We're at 14 likes right now over at YouTube. Let's go.
Let's double that.
Let's get
Let's
that
double
up.
that.
Let's get that double up. I don't want to be sitting here at the end of the show again screaming at you guys for likes. Let's do that now. We got off to a good start. Let's do it. But no, right, Will, so you're absolutely right.
Don. Absolutely, Don. And
Yes.
guess what? Your boys fucked me today, Don. I don't want to bring it up, but I had the Dodgers in a 5-team parlay. A lot of overs today. I knew the ball was going to fly today. A lot of overs. Over in our game. Over in the Cubs game. I had one other over in there. I forget what it was. And then I had Pittsburgh, easy win. Dodgers winning the whole game. Detroit scores 2 in the bottom 9th. Are we fucking
Let's
serious?
go.
Like, what are we doing? Tigers. Zach McKinstry's hitting triples. What are we doing?
Against this old team. Greg, we'll get to the question in a second because I know Andrew asked about it. But yes, I think Dan Brodsky is going to make one. I'm just not sure it's going to be.
We're going to add a right-handed bat for sure. That's going to happen. I don't know. It might not be Rooker. Obviously, I would love it to be Lou Bob. That might be tough.
I think they're out on him.
On Louis Roberts?
I think they've come out and said they're out. I think the asking price was too much.
I mean,
I loved Lou Bob too. I was in on Lou Bob.
I just think he is the best available player where like you can plug him into center field. He plays a very good center field. Obviously, when healthy is the quote here because he's had injury problems. But when healthy, the dude is a monster. He's a middle of the lineup bat with power and speed, and he plays an above average center field. So he would be great.
Imagine plugging him in.
Rojas has been playing pretty well recently, though, so I'm not going to give him great catches in the last week.
I'm glad you went there because his bat might not be there yet, but it looks like his defense from last year is back. So that 2 weeks in the minors,
real good defense.
That 2 weeks in the minors have really done well for his defense and base running. Those have been improved. His bat's still there. His bat's still, it is what it is. I was glad he got the home run the other night.
Hit a bomb.
I'm glad he got that. But yes, because Andrew also asked the same thing. Do we think you trade for a batter or a pitcher? I think it's both, really.
Both, yeah. I think
it's both, really.
Probably an arm that helps the bullpen, likely a righty, and a right-handed bat with power. Rooker would be perfect. I'd love to get Rooker and Miller. I don't know that we're going to be able to get Miller because we're probably going to have to give up a lot. We'd have to give up our Miller and then more. But I think Rooker's very gettable if you wanted him. You can easily get him. And there's other guys that are gettable too that are going to be out there. You got to see. Obviously, the A's stink bad enough that they're not going to be they're going to be sellers. But there's going to be other ones that pop up over time here, like Greg was mentioning. The Mets, they could possibly be. I would think Colorado is definitely. I don't know that they would trade him because he's young, but I like Brenton Doyle. I like him. I like Michael Toglia. There's obviously, I think Seattle is bad right now. Seattle, you could probably. I don't think you could get Julio Rodriguez, but you could you could probably get Mitch Haniger if you wanted, the veteran right-handed.
He's also hurt too a lot.
Yeah, he's been banged up a lot, but
but it's a good name. It is a good name. He
hasn't been great this year, but he's had years in the past where he's been good.
Yeah. He
even if cheap, he's easily,
even if they're in it or not,
attainable.
He's available, right?
Yeah, I'm saying all of them guys are these guys I'm talking about are guys that are easily attainable. They're not like a big ticket. Like we're gonna have to give up somebody really high to get them. We wouldn't have to, which is like a Mitch Haniger. Maybe. How about like the Giants? I don't know. They're starting to play better ball, but the Giants maybe. They got some guys. I know they just moved to Austin Slater. I wouldn't mind that kid that's pitting well for them now, Helio Ramos. He's an outfielder. He's a right-handed hitter. He's hitting well.
Yeah,
and the Rays are probably you probably get somebody from the Rays too. Might be able to get a Rosarania if you wanted.
A Rosarania is probably still available. Yep. Andrew, yeah, that stretches Yankees, Seattle, Dodgers. So Yankees home, at Seattle, at LA, and then at Arizona.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a long. I think we have a long West Coast trip early
August. Yep.
Yes.
Seattle, Dodgers, Arizona.
I honestly, I love it. Feed me the West Coast trip. As the guy that gets done work at 10 p.m., feed it to me. I love it.
Donna, yeah, he might not be available.
I don't think Wander's wandering anywhere except for behind the jail cell. So yeah, Wander isn't. He's probably going to never play again, I would assume.
Yeah, I would think so.
Tough to come back
Jordan,
from that
I'm not super concerned with Alec. He had 2 doubles today, right? And I think in a closer game, Bryce scores on that second double. You know, so if it's not 5-1, 6-1, whatever it was at the time, I think Bryce scores on that double. So, you know, obviously, yeah, he's been red hot with RBIs, but you also need guys on base. But I have no issues with Alec Bohm right now.
No, Alec's been great. He's had a great first half.
Coming out of the break, we got Pittsburgh and Minnesota on the road, and then we come home to start to what Andrew was talking. Come home for Cleveland, New York, and then we hit that road trip. So, yeah, I mean, our second half's definitely going to be a little, tougher than it has been. But if we're the best team in baseball, or we're the best team in the National League, then we're gonna be able to, win most of those games, right? As we have been all year.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Listen, we're fine. It's all about tweaking and staying healthy. Like, maybe tweaking, obviously, I mean, like acquiring a couple guys at the break, tweaking our roster a little bit, and then obviously staying healthy and just keep playing good ball. Like, we're a well-oiled machine right now. I'm not really worried. And obviously, JT should be back soon.
They're talking. I heard today they were talking the Minnesota series for JT, not Pittsburgh, which was very kind of odd. I was thinking it was right out of the break, but I was reading today that it was more. They're thinking more Minnesota series than the Pittsburgh series.
That's fine.
What about Taylor Ward? Taylor
Ward's a good name. Another guy that's got right-handed power, wouldn't cost a lot. Good name. I wouldn't mind trying to get the younger guy from them, Joe Adell, but I don't know that they would give up him.
Yeah, I don't know. I got issues with Joe Adell.
Do you?
Like baseball IQ issues.
I mean,
not talent issues. Talent issues.
That's all I'm saying.
That dude is a number one prospect.
Maybe
he's a former number one prospect in baseball.
Maybe they would trade the other guy. Got ties to the area.
Do you think Lane Thomas is available?
I fucking love Lane Thomas. He's like my favorite player. I love him. He is. I just like him so much because he's like. First off, he crushes left-handed pitching.
Yep.
So that would be great because we do need a right-handed bat that crushes left-handed pitching. Lane Thomas does that. I don't know that. I mean, I guess he would be available, right? Washington stinks.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that they're trying to trade him.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to trade him.
Or they're not trying to sign him. You know what I mean? They just brought up James Wood. They got Dylan Cruz and another center fielder in the minors that are really close. You know what I mean? So they're obviously going to the youth movement. I haven't seen what James Wood has done since he's been brought up. I don't know if he's doing well or not. But I know Dylan Cruz is right on the cusp. And they have somebody else.
James Wood, I think he homered one of the games. He's been batting like middle of the lineup. So, but yeah, I mean, listen, I love Lane Thomas. That's a great name. You want to throw me Lane Thomas? I will take Lane Thomas. And I love the fact that when he gets on, he's like Elly De La Cruz light, because when he gets on base, he tries to steal second and third every time, which I love. I love a guy that when he gets on first, he's like, I'm stealing second, and there's a good chance I'm going to try to steal third as well.
I'm just looking at some of these guys in the Rockies you brought up. Obviously, Brent Doyle, yes, in on. Just not sure if they get rid of him.
Yeah,
Toglia, though, he's batting only 200.
Yeah,
Can he play
young,
outfield? He's listed as a first baseman. Can he play outfield?
I think he plays the outfield. I'm not sure though. I thought he did play some outfield.
Okay,
but he's a switch hitter. He's got power.
Yeah, he's got 16 home runs.
He's a switch hitter with power, and I think
he's only got
young.
34 RBIs. Yeah, he's 25 years old.
Yeah, I don't know that they would part with him, but I was just throwing it out there because I thought that I think he's pretty good. He's got power.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, they probably would trade Blackman, but we don't need a left-handed outfielder.
No. But to your point though, Charlie Blackmon brings up like a and I know he's hurt right now, but a Cody Bellinger, right?
Yeah, and same thing with Jazz Chisholm
or Ian Happ. Ian Happ isn't he a
Ian,
left-handed bat?
No, he's better from the left
Is
side.
Is he switch hitter?
He's switched though.
He's switch hitter. Yeah.
I like Ian Happ. I would trade for Ian Happ, and that's another guy that wouldn't cost much.
He's pretty good.
No, he's not bad, but he's not going to cost like what Lou Bob would cost or anything.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
He's like with like Rooker and Taylor Ward, guys that you could get that wouldn't break the bank. You know, you could probably give him like a secondary prospect for them.
Yeah, 243, 15 homers, 57 RBIs. He's 29 years old.
Who's that?
He is a switch hitter.
Oh, Happ?
Yeah, Happ.
Yeah, he's switch hitter for sure. I play DFS every day. I know all the guys. I know which side they're better from too.
Yeah,
not that it helped me recently. I've been struggle busting.
Good news though, it's just like not so good news with Luba, but good news with Jazz. As I heard, the Phillies are out on Jazz. They're not looking to pursue Jazz.
I just thought. Listen, I know that Jazz has a lot of talent, but he's a left. We don't need a left-handed. We need a right-handed bat.
Yeah.
If we're going to be honest, we need a right-handed bat. We don't need a lefty.
Andrew, I would think he's up there for sure.
Yeah, I would think that he's got to be the leader at this point.
Yeah. And the leader in the American League, if it's not Stephen Vogt, I don't know who it is. It's a travesty if it's not Stephen Vogt.
I mean, it's 100. It's 1,000%.
It should be Stephen Vogt.
Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Schmeichel, any worries? The pitching staff? No. Because we're here at the deadline or at the All-Star break, right?
And what's good about it is it's not arm issues. I would be nervous if they were arm issues, but they're not, so that's fine.
Yeah,
so we're good.
I agree.
We're good.
I agree.
And I'm fine with like the veterans not like I think Christopher Sanchez might get in and pitch, and that would be good for him. I'd be happy for him because he's deserved it in the All-Star game. But I'm happy that like Ranger's not going to throw and Wheeler's not going to throw. Let them get some rest.
Yeah.
All right. Just take a little time.
If you're just joining us, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Our poll question tonight was Alec Bohm will shock the world and win the home run derby. He's plus 1,600 odds to win the derby. We sadly both.
He is the highest odds.
He's the highest odds. He's the longest. He's the longest shot.
You want to throw a little cash on him? He's a long shot, but it would pay if it hits.
We both disagreed, but we're excited to watch him in the All-Star game, or in the home run derby and the All-Star game. I probably won't watch. You watch the All-Star games, Brian?
I mean, I'll be at work for like the first half of it. I might catch a little bit of it when I get done work, but I don't care about the All-Star game at all.
Yeah.
Even when the winner got home field advantage in the World Series, I didn't care.
That was the worst time. That's when I stopped watching them. I thought that was the stupidest thing in the world.
Well, it was the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It was moronic, really. A game that no one cares about. We're gonna pretend like we care about it now because the winner gets home field. Stupid.
So real quick before we jump in to quick Sixers talk in Crumb, the Phillies did the MLB draft was tonight, and the Phillies did draft. I want to get the kid's name.
Drew Norrie.
Dante Norrie.
Dante Norrie.
At pick 27. He is an outfielder. He's an older outfielder. He's like 19, 20 years old as a high school outfielder.
Though, right?
Yeah. He's a smaller statue kind of kid. A lot of speed. Obviously, the comps to live up to would be tough.
See him for a while.
Corbin Carroll is the comp. But interesting note about Dante Norrie is his dad is an assistant coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves. His dad was also a baseball coach at the University of Indiana, so he has ties with Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber is, like his mentor.
There's nothing we like more than taking guys that got ties to our fucking team.
Yeah, we got a lot of Bryce's guys, so I guess we moved over to Schwarber. But he has been working with Schwarber over the last couple of years. I think either his dad or his grandfather coached Schwarber at Indiana, so there is family ties there. So yeah, who knows? Obviously, high school kid, the MLB draft, they don't make them like Paul Skeens everywhere, right?
Braves
Paul Skeens.
took Caminiti's kid, didn't they?
No, it's his cousin.
Oh, it's his cousin.
But yes.
Oh.
Yes, one of my buddies.
I thought for sure that was his kid, Caminiti.
I thought it was too, but then as I was watching, they made sure to say cousin.
Oh.
They drafted his cousin.
Oh, good. Now I think he stinks.
Vance Honeycutt, the kid from North Carolina. I was hoping he would fall to us, but he's another outfielder. He's a stud. There was a pitcher from Iowa. Becht was available, a lefty, but they went with the high school outfielder. So we'll see. Dante Nori was the first pick for the Phillies at number 27. We will see how that pans out over the next couple years. I will say, regardless if any, obviously I don't know too much about him outside of that little.
He's a high school kid. The fuck.
Right, but what I was going to say though, Wills, is over the last couple of years, the Phillies have hit on their first round picks.
Yeah, we've done pretty good recently. I would agree.
We've hit, right? So
hopefully that continues. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't know for a couple of years probably, but still.
Just to crap on us more for expecting power from a 6'5". Mark, what are you referring to? I'm a little lost there for a second.
Bohm.
Oh, you talking Bohm? Oh, yeah.
Assume.
Oh, yeah. It would make sense to the poll question. Yep. Stay with it, Greg. Come on, YouTube. 17 likes. Let's get that up over 20. Come on. So, Wills, we brought back Kyle Lowry. There's rumors out there for Gary Trent.
Yay.
Obviously, that puts our roster, 10, 11, 12, right? We don't have too many more spots, especially impactful spots left. What do you have any thoughts and any, I don't want to say needs, right? But like, if you look at this roster overall, what do you think is lacking?
I think we're like the third best in the East, probably.
Ooh,
third or fourth.
Third?
Yeah.
Who's better?
Boston for sure.
Yes.
And then probably the Knicks.
No.
Yes.
You're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Okay.
The Knicks are not better.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Okay. They just beat us this year.
Well, yes, they beat us, but they're not better.
They didn't have their second best player. Listen, Greg, I'm not pom-poms out. I know Tommy's all pom-pommed out. He'd be on here like fucking kissing ass. I think the Sixers still stink. I'm sorry. Nothing says like, oh, we're going to get over the hump by adding another guy that's always hurt and always small in the playoffs. I'm sorry. I understand that Paul George was a necessity. Like, we had to do it because the window's closing. We got probably, 2-3 more years of Embiid being really good. Yeah. You had to do it. I get it. I just don't think that he's good enough. I think that he is – I loved Paul George before he snapped his leg. I think since then he's been meh. I don't know. Listen, they had to do it because he's a wing defender, and now you can say, okay, well, we can at least guard the Celtics better. That's for sure. And you would hope that Embiid just comes in and dominates them because they can't really stop him. But, again, are we going to be healthy? I'll tell you, when we go into the playoffs next year, I'll tell you how I'm feeling. The regular season's a wash for me. We'll be in the playoffs. Can we perform well in the playoffs?
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you said. I just don't think the Knicks are better than us.
Okay. I do.
I didn't realize the second round of the MLB
and they had
draft.
They legitimately have the entire fucking Villanova team. I'm
Yeah,
surprised you're not a Knicks fan.
That doesn't make me. Why would I like Villanova? I mean, I don't not like root against them, but I'm not like going 6 to midnight over the Knicks going all Villanova on me.
I thought you were a big Nova guy. I guess I was wrong.
No. The Phillies actually just made another draft pick, 63rd draft. They went Griffin Burkholder, high school outfielder from Virginia.
Just loading up on high school outfielders.
I thought it was only the first round tonight. Maybe it was just the first round on TV, because that's what MLB will do. Jeez, the MLB is just such a joke.
They're trying to make this draft into something that it's not. Just go back to doing it on the weekday afternoon. No one gives a fuck.
but they're doing it stupidly. Why? Though you're right though. Like they're trying to make it a thing, but it's like the timing is terrible.
Well, they purposely didn't have a Sunday Night Baseball game tonight, I guess, for the draft, which pissed me off because I wanted to bet a Sunday Night Baseball game. So that upset me.
Mark,
yeah,
I
didn't even
do
know
like
until
the Marcus Morris idea. I do think we miss some size there at the power forward, right? If you're going to start Caleb Martin, you're going to be really small outside of Joel. So I think that, we're going to need a little bit of size. Again, as I mentioned, right, I think we got 10, 11 guys already signed. So we're getting into the guys that probably aren't playing much anyway.
I do like the fact that Caleb Miller has his best games against Boston.
Yes.
And historically in his career, plays Boston well. I like that. You can sign me up. You can convince me on that. I like Caleb Miller. I think that was a good move. It was a necessary move because we still needed another guy. So that was a good move. Again, I think that I'm not crazy on Paul George, but it was a move that they had to make. So
it's also because
Drummond's a solid backup.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start banging drums for Drummond, but he's a solid backup.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at our biggest asset was money, right? We had the cap space. So that's what we needed to do, right? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not 100% in love with Paul George, but it had to happen.
I would have rather done what Brooklyn did, what New York did, and gotten Mikal from Brooklyn. That's what I'd rather done. Granted, we could have just kept him when we drafted him, but I just think that he would have been a better fit.
I'm not giving up 5 first-rounders for Mikal Bridges.
I don't give a fuck. I'll give up everything.
He's not that good.
To win. I mean, I think he's very good, and he's cheap.
5 first-rounders isn't cheap.
Yeah, no, but I meant, like, the reason they gave that up, Greg, is because he doesn't make a ton of money.
But they have to pay him then.
Technically. No, but he's still under contract for 2 more years.
Is it 2 years?
Like $24 million.
Yeah.
Everyone else is making 50. That's why they were able to sign, to a huge deal.
And he took less money, though.
OG Anunoby was able to sign for a huge deal because
he signed the max, and then Brunson took less.
Yeah, but he still made $50 million a year, Brunson, right?
Yeah.
3 years, $150 million.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the reason that they can do that is because of the fact that makes so little. That's why they had to overpay for Bridges because he makes such a low amount. They can still afford 2 other max contracts.
Mark,
I just think that Mikal would fit perfectly on our team.
Oh, I like the fit as well. I agree. Yeah. KJ Martin trade going to be, they had to sign him. They had to overpay to him just to make sure they get that marker on the salary. Yes. He might start the year with us, but he is absolutely a trade piece, I think, for sure. And good on the kid, right? He got his payday. But yes, he's.
I mean, it's great. It's a great time to be an NBA player. Everybody
sure is.
Everybody
sure is.
Fucking Bronny's getting $2 million a year.
What a joke! He stinks. He should play Angel Reese 1-on-1, and we should see who wins.
I mean, he would kill Angel Reese. She can't even dribble. She can rebound.
She can rebound. Bronny can't either.
No, she would kill. I would kill Angel Reese. Facts. I would love to set up a game, me versus Angel Reese. I'm wiping the floor with that bitch.
I love the fact that who's it? New York they played the other night. I love the fact that New York like quadruple teamed her there, so she didn't hit the double mark again.
Well, she missed back-to-back layups.
Yeah,
or else she would have already hit it.
And then that joke of a foul call with 3 seconds left the other night. Oh, I don't watch the games. I just see the clips.
I was going to say, are you watching WNBA?
No.
I mean,
no.
You're talking about it.
I just see the clips. I don't watch them at all.
I'm just messing with you.
I know you are. All right, well,
$40 million a year. Yeah, I guess that is actually taking less because he's what?
We took 115 less. Yeah, he took 115, 120 less.
You could definitely make 50. I mean, the guys that are top guys are making what, 54 a year?
Yeah,
it's unreal.
It's stupid. It's stupid money.
Unreal.
Well, Crumb.
Yeah, they did give Bronny 4 years, $8 million.
No, it's Bona. It's Bona.
Oh, well, that's a good deal for him.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he is athletic as hell.
Yep.
That kid.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that he's gonna be that good this year. He might need a little, he needs a little time, I think, to come into his own. But he's probably gonna be a good defender right off the rip.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Crumb Wills?
Yeah. I haven't been on in a couple weeks, so this is. I mean, I was gonna do what's his name, but we kind of already talked about it.
The Pirates.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, we're saving Skeens' arm for when he signs with the Yankees. Fucking pitch him out. What are you doing? So they're a small crumb. I want to go back to this dude that was the head coach of Texas A&M.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you do this? I just haven't been on in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we know.
I don't understand how anyone can play for this dude again. So they lost in the College World Series. He was adamant the night that they lost about how
he rated a guy.
He literally, they asked him, like, are you thinking about job openings? And he was like, I came to Texas A&M. I left my family to be here because I want to be here. This is where I want to be my whole career. We're building something, all this shit. And then he took the Texas job the next day, which is your biggest rival. How can anyone ever listen? How can anyone ever believe anything he says again? To me, it's a crazy move. Like, he could just say, "Oh, I'm not going to answer that question." The fact to berate this journalist and then take the job the next day is
8 hours later.
Madness. It's
8 hours later.
Yeah. It's madness. That dude, it should be Crumb of the fucking century.
Yeah.
And how anyone could ever, I would never, like, how can you go into a house and, like, tell these parents, like, oh, I'm here to, like, boost your son up, or come play for me next 4 years, and I'm going to be here for him. Like, how do we trust you? You just said that about Texas A&M and left fucking 7 hours later.
Yeah.
I could never trust him again. Crazy move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who answers the question that way and then does that? Especially because he probably knew he was going to take the job.
Oh, yeah, he knew. He knew. He said the next day, oh, this came down to the last minute. I didn't know. But bullshit. You knew.
Yeah.
You knew.
I agree.
That was the same thing I said. Like, it's one thing if you just don't answer the question. Be like, hey, let's worry about the game that we just lost.
Yeah, right? I'm not worried about.
I understand your question.
I'll address that later or something. You could say.
I understand your question.
To absolutely berate the dude like, I'm not going anywhere. Why would I do that? And then leave the next day is such a wild move. It's crazy.
Yeah, you undress the dude up and down for asking a question that he was spot on about.
Yeah, clearly he was spot on about it.
Clearly he knew about it. only to get his absolute ass reamed out. Yeah, that 100%. 100%, but not shocking. Brian, thanks for the comment, Barley. I need Jared to show me something tomorrow. That boy Reed Shepard is cooking.
Yeah, Jared.
It's summer league. I really don't care.
Jared's probably making a TikTok.
To be honest with you, he is probably making a TikTok. And yes, Reed Shepard is cooking, but wasn't Reed Shepard the third pick in the draft?
Yeah, I mean Reed Shepard
or two.
That's what he can do. He can shoot.
What was his draft? When did he get drafted?
He got drafted high. 6, maybe?
Third pick. He was the third overall pick.
Definitely high.
So what is Jared at 16 got to show you over the third overall pick? There's obviously a reason Reed Shepard was the third pick. And he's showing it, right? He's really good.
I don't know. We need this. I mean, I think McCain could be a great shooter. And we're going to need him to be because I'm already sick of his antics.
Yeah.
I don't need a fucking TikToker. I'm sorry. I don't need a TikToker.
Anthony, yes. Bryson Stott needs this all-star break a lot. Bryson Stott is the definition of a struggle bus offensively.
I don't know what he was doing yesterday.
I will say
wild swings yesterday that he took. He almost got hit by 2 of the pitches that he swung and missed. I don't know what he was doing.
In his defense, though, he's still playing a Gold Glove second base, right? So
yeah, I still love Bryson. I'm not out on Bryson or anything, but he's been a bit of a struggle. Yeah,
baseball's played two sides, but yes, his offensive side has taken a drastic step back this year that you didn't expect. You didn't expect that step back.
It's only half the year. He can bounce back. But yeah, that hasn't been great.
Yeah, but
I mean, besides
you look at Bryson's
damn well.
You look at Bryson's career, projection, right? You thought he would take another step forward, right? We thought we were looking at another like batting title contender, right? You know what I mean? Like a 300 hitter, stuff like that. Obviously, he's not there.
No.
What up, Pete?
What up,
Happy
Pete?
belated birthday, brother. I know it was recent. Hope you had a great day.
Yeah, absolutely. Birthdays are coming. I got
Timing
one
is
coming.
perfect for the Phillies, Pete, or the All-Star break. Yeah, for the Phillies. Timing is perfect.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Timing is perfect.
Yeah, we got a little. We've had slight hiccups the last couple of weeks. A little banged up. Obviously, Bryce and Kyle just came back. I think JT will be back soon. So yes, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Let our
Pitchers need
arms
a
get
couple
a
of
little
days
rest.
off.
Yeah, arms a little rest.
Yeah.
Good timing for it for sure.
Yeah, Brian. I mean, like I said, it's Summer League. We also saw Ben Simmons cook in Summer League. We saw Markelle Fultz cook in Summer League. So, Terrence Shannon, if like we said it, I said it towards the end of the tournament and leading up to draft. If Terrence Shannon is just the basketball, like if it's just basketball, he's pretty good. So we knew that was going to happen.
I mean, I won't address anything else.
Yeah.
And keep myself. Yeah, we'll just say he can score. He can score on the court. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete, I think you see one of each. I think you see both. I think you see a pitcher and a hitter. I think if they target one, I think it's going to be a hitter.
Yeah, right-handed power hitter.
Right-handed power bat
that's like the number one move that they need to make. And then after that, it would probably be a bullpen arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I agree with Greg. I think actually we will see both. Not sure
nothing
how
flashy
big of a splash. Yeah, not sure how big of a splash.
Like tier 2, tier 3 type of guys.
When we were naming some of them earlier, like that guys that are very attainable. Brent Rooker we saw today. Obviously, he was crushing, so that helps him. We Taylor Ward we mentioned, maybe a Randy Arozarena who's got a history of being good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's other guys that are even a little lower, like Mitch Haniger. Yeah, so somebody. I would think that someone. We're gonna go after somebody for sure.
Yep. Before I get my Crumb, we need two likes to 20 likes. Let's go. Let's get us 2 likes. Willis, my Crumb's gonna be MLB. I got a bone to pick with MLB. That's a mile long, not really a mile, right? But I mean, let's first start off with giving a platform to Marcell Ozuna in a home run derby. I understand he's having a great year. I understand that he's an all-star.
Scumbag.
I understand he's an all-star, right? He can have the all-star game. I'm not trying to say you can't be an all-star, right? Obviously, they allow you to play, so you should be there, right? But where my Crumb comes in is you are knowingly putting a scumbag in a spotlight of a home run derby. And I hope Twitter, and I know it will, and I hope it does, every time he hits a home run, I hope somebody tweets out that's not the hardest thing he's hit. Because I just don't think he should be in a home run derby, right? I think it's an easy move for MLB to avoid. Yet he's there in a spotlight situation.
Tough to disagree with you here. I mean, the dude, he's a well-known scumbag.
Yes,
I think he's beaten up women. He's gotten DUIs. He's a tough guy to root for. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. On top of that, I think the way they've handled the scheduling of some of these events around the All-Star game for maximum viewership and maximum exposure of your game, when you're tinkering around, if you're the MLB, you're tinkering around with the game so much that you're changing the aesthetics of the pure game, right? So you're trying to expand it to a wide market. Yet you sit here and you have your futures game, which is supposed to be the futures of each MLB team, on a Saturday afternoon on a full slate of baseball. Right? If you want to fully expose and showcase the futures of your sport,
why not do it tomorrow afternoon?
Why are they not Sunday night baseball right now? Why are they not on Sunday night baseball?
I think they were trying to. They purposely didn't do anything tonight so that people would watch the draft. Not anyone watched the draft. But.
We're gonna get there too, right? Why is the futures game not on Sunday night baseball?
There's a perfect time, even if you wanted to do it before the home run derby tomorrow. You can do it tomorrow, or like we were saying earlier, there's Wednesday and Thursday with nothing. There's literally I think like the only 2 days of the year with no sports.
Yep.
Like you could do anything you wanted on those days. You could do the draft on those days if you wanted. You could do anything you wanted.
And that's where I'll go next, right? If you have the futures game on the Sunday night baseball showcase, right? Every Sunday night in the baseball season, there's a Sunday night baseball game. That should have been the futures game. And then the draft, I'm a draft junkie. I'm a draft junkie, and I had no idea the draft was today.
I know it's always around this time.
I know it was around here, but I didn't know it was Sunday night. I'm a junkie. And so you have the Home Run Derby on Monday. You have the All-Star Game on Tuesday. First two rounds of the draft on Wednesday. The rest of it on Thursday. Everybody gets back to work on Friday. What is wrong with that?
Baseball draft junkies is strange, Greg. I'll give you that. Strange. But yeah. I mean, to each their own. It's strange.
Look at me. I am strange, right? I mean, come on. Come on, let's go, YouTube. Two likes.
No denying that. No denying that, Craig. I mean, you used tapping earlier this week.
I did use tapping.
That's the first time I heard that in a while.
Did use tapping.
Yes.
But I just think MLB missed the ball here to fully, showcase and expose the goodness of what you're trying to do with the sport. Yeah, and I think that was a huge miss. I think it was a huge miss.
I mean, you're not wrong. Because it used to be, I feel like it used to be that they had the ESPYs on like the day after the ESPYs, like when there was no sports. It was like the Wednesday, yeah. But they didn't even do that anymore because they were like the other night.
Yeah.
So I'm not that I could care less about the ESPYs.
No, I hear you, but you're right. They used to be on one of those.
There's literally nothing on Wednesday and Thursday. Nothing. There might be some European soccer or some shit, but there's nothing.
Over. I think it's over just because the
might be over, yeah. Well, Spain won, right? Yeah.
Spain won the Euro Cup today, and
the Copa America's going on, isn't it? I know we got eliminated, but
I don't know who's winning.
Maybe though they might be over too. I have no idea.
I was seeing clips at Miami Stadium, wherever they're having it. I think it's at the Orange Bowl. There was people climbing through like air conditioning vents to sneak in.
To sneak into the stadium?
To sneak into the stadium.
No.
0-0 game in the 95th minute. They're in extra time. That's incredible.
Probably an exhilarating match, I'm sure. Exhilarating match on the pitch, I'm sure. I'm sorry.
Lionel Messi hurt. Lionel Messi got hurt.
Soccer. I'm sorry.
Forced off with apparent injury to his right ankle in the second half. Well, that's probably why it's 0-0 or 0-0.
Yes, on the pitch, 0-0. Yes. Yeah, sorry, not a soccer guy.
I hear you. I watch. I'm not like a super fan, but I'll watch it like this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch this like stuff.
I might rather watch the WNBA. It's close. It's close.
I don't sit there and watch like the every week stuff. You know what I mean? But like these big tournaments, I'll watch them when they're on. I won't change schedules to
I'll watch the World Cup.
Yeah.
But it's tough to watch World Cup because the Root for America, we stink.
And we stink.
So it's tough.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps telling me like, "Oh, U.S. is good." No, we're not. We stink.
No,
we fucking stink.
Any good at all? All right. Well, anything else before we get out of here?
No, that was it. I had a good laugh at your tapping comment earlier this week. I had to bring it up because of that. I was dying.
It was Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens tapping Livy Dunn. That's a
Just haven't heard tapping in a while.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yes, I mean, listen. But we already said Paul Skeens, dude's having a great life. Yeah,
dude's having a great move.
Dude's having a great life. Great things going for him.
Thank you, everybody. Another edition of Agree to Disagree. That was Brian Wilson. I'm Greg Wolokovic. Every Sunday, we're brought to you by our doc, Make 'em Yours, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. They accept most major insurances. Tell them the boys at A2D sent you. They're located in Cherry Hill, Burlington. Until next week, we out.
Peace.